Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what you might do when you're starting to look at your data. So first of all, when you open up your data file, so let's say I've got all my questions when I look at my survey that I've created. If I click on the responses here on the side, you'll see first of all, you can turn off your responses. I don't want you to turn those off until May 3rd, so please wait to turn this off until then. Then you'll see a green box right here that will open your data in Google Sheets. When you click on this, it will open up a new data file. And what you'll see is you've got all of your answers here. So whatever your questions are, you'll see them organized so that every participant gets a row, and every survey question you asked will get a column. Okay, so if you ask gender and age and race and ethnicity first, those will be the first three things you might see. Okay. Then, as I scroll over, what I'll start to see is all of my questions that I might have asked, sexual orientation. Here's some things about personality that I was asking, and mood. And then I can keep scrolling over. This is a survey about social media use. And so what you're also going to see is the kinds of things that people are responding to what they're doing on social media. Okay. If you did scale questions, then what you'll get is numbers. If you did multiple choice questions, what you're going to get is whatever you typed in those multiple choice boxes. Okay. First, you need to figure out if you're missing any data, if you have any problems in your data. If you have people who did not fill out survey questions, what I would do is I would highlight them in yellow so you know what to do with them. And then I would sort them. What you might do potentially is make a whole new column. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click right click. I'm going to say insert one to the left. And then I'm going to say bad data. Okay, that way I know. And I might put a 1 for any participants where I think they had bad data. And then I might use a 0 for any participants that had good data. Okay, and I can drag this all, oops, hold on, my computer's thinking. There we go. Then what I might do is I can highlight all of my data and I can drag this all the way down. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't want to click on this little box in the lower corner here, it's the blue one here, and you can drag it down. It'll fill in with zeros all the way down. So if you've only lost 3 pieces of data, let's say, again, I would use zeros for good data and 1 for bad data. I would also highlight them in yellow so they're easily visible. To do that, highlight, click on this button and fill it. That way you can get rid of any bad data that you don't think is useful. Okay. Next, once you've done that, once you've set up all of your, right, because your data, likely all of your good data is not going to be on the bottom and your bad data is going to be on the top. What you need to do is you need to highlight your whole set of data to sort them, because you want to get rid of all the ones that are yellow, right? All the ones that are not useful. And I don't want you to delete them. That is one way you can do it, but the other way you can do it is select data and you can sort it. And you can sort your data, and I'm going to sort it by column. I think it's column C was my bad data. Otherwise, I can select the header row, click on this box, say bad data, and then you can sort it, and it will get rid of all of my numbers. And you can see here, now my zeros become on the top. My ones technically would be on the bottom. That way, what I'm working with now is just my good data that I have up here. Okay. That is one way that allows you to go through and clean up your data. Alternatively, the other thing you can do if you're missing data, so let's say you saw that this participant here didn't put any score, and so you just got a 0 there. Instead of removing all of that participant's data, what you can do actually is you can insert a median. So you insert whatever the median is of all of the participants, so equals median, and then you highlight all the other participants' data that you've collected. Okay. And so you just calculate whatever the median is for all of your participants. In this case, it's a 4. So then you would replace that missing data with whatever the median is. Okay, so anytime you have missing data, you can do one of two things. If you have a lot of missing data, get rid of all of it. If you only have some missing data, if they're only missing a couple of questions, replace them with the median. Okay, so again, insert median. Let's see if we can find it again. I think we've lost it here. And then insert median, and then whatever the score is for that entire group. Okay. So 2 ways in which you can go about collecting and fixing bad data. Okay. If you've got a small number of participants, I encourage you to try to use as many participants' data as possible and not just delete them. If you're missing a whole row of participants started but never finished it, of course you just won't use it in the analysis. Okay. Great. Hopefully that gets you started.